How you doing? So I'm gonna do a series. I'm talking about champions in incursions. Which champions are the best for incursions and should you play them? And I'm gonna rate them. How good are they in incursion? Should you play with them? So I have here Hulk and the Hulkbuster. So these are the best hacks for Hulk and Hulkbusters when it comes to the rare hacks. So let's take a look at it. So Toxic Advancement, Defensive Cascade, Draining Degeneration, and Buff Cornucopia. So why is that powerful for them? Especially you really want to have Buff Cornucopia. It's pretty much a must, especially if you're running Damage Mastery. They really need it because there's really no way to regen, especially for Hulk. And for Hulkbuster, he does have his signature ability, but it's really not strong enough unless you can probably take him to Max Sig. Even then, that's just borderline just mediocre, especially if you run Liquid Courage. So why are these powerful? And you'll see on the gameplay. So once again, Buff Cornucopia, Defensive Cascade, Draining Generation, and Toxic Advancement. So when it comes to the rare hacks, you definitely want to have, I would say, beneficial to have Stun Debuff Increased Duration by 50%. Since you have buff cornucopia, you always want to have like plus 4% attack rating for each buff on the attacker. Since you're going to be doing a lot of heavy attacks, that just makes sense to increase the attack rating for your heavy attacks as well as ability accuracy. It's always nice to have multiplier of 3, but I don't think it's necessary for your special attack because you're not going to do much of the special attack. So that one you could probably not have. That's okay too, but it's nice to have just in case you want to do a big special to have it a good chance of critting. Now let's see what else. Armor up upgrade accuracy. That's not bad to have. I don't know if it's necessary. It's good to have, especially for Hulkbuster. For Hulk 2, because there's a better chance you're gonna get an armor up buff. That means you're gonna be more tankier and more chance of inflicting a stun or I believe poison an opponent as well. So with Toxic Advancement, degeneration debuff potency is definitely a must. With these rare hacks you have, because when you drain their power, they degen and you want to increase their potency for sure. Basic attacks is just meaning that you're going to increase the chance of them having an armor up buff and then better chance to stun opponent. That's also okay to have. What else? Debuff damage over time, definitely a must because you want to increase the debuff duration. That's definitely good. Having increased ability accuracy too, getting a better chance of getting it. I think for the duration it doesn't matter because it's pretty much it's 100%. But inflicting poison it does matter because you have a better chance. But also it increases the duration. So now let's take a look at uh, some gameplay. So I want to mention something. I don't know if it's a bug. I think it's been going on for a while now. Take a look at when it comes to Morningstar. Morningstar can apply bleed on contact with Morningstar, but look at it. You can see here. You can see it's hard to see, but it's right there. So since we have a bleed on us for Morningstar, we're losing 347%, 347 health, and with willpower we're getting 203. So it should be pretty much the other way around. If not, we should be getting have zero damage from us. Why is that? So it comes from Hulkbuster's ability. Against non-cosmic, for every armor up buff that Morningstar has, he reduces the damage by 25%, resistant by 25%. So only, okay, here I only have two, so I should have, even then, it should be the reverse. I should have three, when it comes to the regen, I should have more regen because I'm already 50% poison resistant and bleed resistant. But somehow it doesn't work as much as well as I was expecting. As you can see here, also I don't know if it's a bug or not. We're gonna see. I have 3. I have 4. Stop. Let's see. Where's that? See, it's still right there. Come on, where you at? Oh shoot! You see that? I still was. Oh wait. Oh, where's it at? Where's the bleed? See, same thing. Still 379 bleed on me, even though I have 4 armor ups. It doesn't make any sense. It should be. I should have no damage over time debuff on me because I'm 100% bleed and poison resistant. So it doesn't make sense. I think if they had that working as it should be, Hulkbuster without a doubt be in the top 5 champions for incursions. And in really in game, he's gonna be so much better. But especially in incursion because you have other ways to gain armor up ups. But it somehow it caps out 2 for some reason, even though it doesn't say that on his kit or that it has a max stack of 2. I wish it wasn't because he's gonna be 100% bleed and poison resistant, so he's gonna be able to counter so many fights, and as well as gonna be regenning a lot when it comes to the bleed and the poison in the fight because he's gonna be 100% bleed and poison resistant. So it's just really unfortunate. I don't know why it's not working as it should be. So it is what it is. And as I mentioned, this is really good hacks for what do you call that? You see how quick that was? How fast was that? 9 seconds. It's really crazy how fast he can beat opponent. But as you know, the health pool wasn't a lot, so whatever. Let's see. Do we have a fight here? So here we're gonna be fighting with Hulk. The health pool is not much, but having that synergy with Hulkbuster really makes him really powerful against the Mystic class. And you're going to see how fast he's going to be able to beat this. As I mentioned, the rare hacks to have. It's really powerful. Throw a heavy attack, they become stunned, and then you could just chain the heavy attack. That's really that simple with Hulk, with those hacks. With Toxic Advancement and Defensive Cascade. So let's go to the next one. This was Hulkbuster this time, so it's Hulkbuster's turn. So as you can see, biggest downfall I would say with having them is like since like especially getting those health boosts, it's so bad. I wish they just take it off the game because when you run damage mastery, you lose health because the willpower doesn't cover the increased health. As you can see here, even at low health, I did just fine at 16 seconds. That's not bad for 653 thousand health for 6-star rank 3. But as what is this? So it's not bad. It's not bad. So but the problem is though, sometimes like especially for Hulk, it's when you run damage mastery that end up triggering Heimdall's ability. So you still survive. When you trigger Heimdall's ability, you'll be 100% poison and bleed resistant. So you gain all that health from willpower and would take 0 damage. But that takes away your protection with Heimdall. So it's unfortunate, you know. That's why I would say they're okay. So we'll give you my final review for that. So there you go, Hulk again against Mystic Champions. As you can see, I'm always fighting in low health. That's why you really want to have buff corn and you need to have Heimdall with you. So just in case you fall to 0, Heimdall will save you from the, and then also gain a little bit of health from bleed. And Hulk is a poison immune, so it'll be fine. As you can see here, I'm gaining health because I'm for a second there, I was 100% bleed resistant. So you just boom, 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 boom. Just constantly be able to trigger that stun with defensive cascade, 16 seconds. That's not bad for 6-star rank 4, 662,000 health. So let's go. Here we go. Now we're gonna have Hulkbuster take his turn, 662,000. As you can see, I'm like what, less than 1% health left. And I believe this one right here, I'm going to trigger Heimdall's ability. So I'm going to gain a little bit of health because I'm going to be 100% poison and bleed resistant. But then it takes away that immortality, indestructibility, which is unfortunate. See right there, it triggers it, so I'm fine. I'm fine. And as you can see, I'm gaining a little bit health. I also trigger buff corn. So I actually took him to Sig 181, hoping that will make a difference, but it wasn't really as big difference I was hoping for. And also you have to fall below 15% health. And so you can't really just start at like 5% and gain that regeneration buff. So it's really not that as strong as I was hoping for. Also because of liquid courage, it affects his regen ability. So it's unfortunate. So here we go. We're taking on Scarlet Witch, Flux Dispersal, and he's a great counter when it comes to Hulk because of Hulkbuster synergy, and as well as having class advantage as well. She did pretty much negate Nullify ability, Stagger, and Fate Seal ability. So he's going to be able to counter those nodes that has Nullify as well as Fate Seal ability. There's really no Stagger ability in Incursion unless the champion that you're against that inflicts Stagger. As you can see here, once you stun them, you can chain heavy attack on the corner and they're pretty much gone after that. And that's it. So having that 4% plus 4% attack with debuff duration, each debuff on the opponent, it's going to be really helpful to increase attack. I unfortunately didn't have that here. So that's another hack to have if you have it. So here, the Hulk takes on the Hulkbuster. And this was the boss too, so Sweeta, I apologize, but the champion's about to take a beating from Hulk. And usually the champion is a pretty tough fight being the boss. So, because he triggers all these abilities, regen and unstoppable. When it comes to this fight, it does become a little bit tricky. Heimdall does maybe. But once you stun him, it's pretty much over because he's going to be able to beat him so fast. And then you also, when it comes to his SP1, he has ability to stun opponent. And then with defensive cascade, toxic advancement, you're pretty much just going to be a cheese fight. You know, stun, 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 and it's over. So that one took a little bit longer, but it still got the job done. 817,000 health. That's not terrible. What else? There comes the Hulk versus the Hulkbuster versus the Hulk. So this is really nice. Flux Dispersal is pretty much a useless node for these champions, for these hacks, because all you're doing is throwing a heavy attack, so it practically doesn't affect your damage at all. Once you pretty much stun lock the opponent, it's pretty much over. Just trying to get him in the corner and just spam heavy attack. Boom, boom. Why did I do that? Oh, I have no idea. I think because you just make to increase the... Oh yeah, here. Why did I do that? You could see here. I have no idea. Oh, I see, because he's about to expire the stun, and then when it comes to Hulkbuster on his SP1, he has the ability to stun opponents, so that's why I did that. Boom, boom, boom. Even though he's poison immune, as you can see, 16 seconds is still not bad. Probably the biggest downfall with toxic advancement, that poison doesn't really do much damage. So here, I'm gonna be talking about series of champions that fights you want to avoid in Incursion, and it's gonna be, some champions will take longer, for sure. Like, we talking about Hercules. Spoiler alert: Aegon 99 is gonna make an appearance, as well as Colossus and Juggernaut. Just letting you know. We're gonna be doing some showcase with those champions. I think Colossus is underrated when it comes to incursions. He's no Angela for sure, but you know, she's like a worse version of Angela when it comes to Colossus, but he's still pretty good. So we're gonna do some showcase when it comes to Colossus in Incursion. So this is a fight you want to avoid with Hulkbuster and what do you call that? Hulkbuster and Hulk. So why is that? Did we read the notes? Let's go again. So heal block. Oh, that is just terrible for them because of damage mastery. What else? Make they have the protection thing too. So it's not really a big deal, but that's nothing you don't want to have that, especially having heal block. You want to finish the fight as soon as possible. What else? And you're fighting Agent Venom. He can shrug off debuffs, right instantly. So this is not a good fight for both of them. So as you can see here, the health pool is not even that large, but I'm heal blocked, so I gotta take him down as soon as possible. And with the ability to, he has tenacity. So basically, against any champion that's tenacity, that's not a good fight for any of them. And he has a built-in tenacity as well. So I'm gonna use Hulk, and this is really not a good fight for Hulk, as you can see here, because he has what do you call this? Class disadvantage, and Agent Venom has tenacity and heal block with low health. It's just not a good fight, as you can see here. I'm pretty much gonna lose all my health because of the oh, am I? Let's see. I guess not. So I'm just probably, because he is poison immune, so that's good. So we just have to wait out the bleed, but unfortunately Heimdall triggered and I'm gone. That is what it is. So yeah, it's not a good fight for either of the champions. That's a fight you want to avoid. Tenacity and heal block, because you're going to be in low health a lot with these champions, because there's just no way for them to regen, especially with damage mastery. So like I mentioned, I'm going to be talking about series of fights you want to avoid in Incursion. So this is just, I guess, combine all of the things uh, with other things I want to talk about when it comes to Hulk and Hulkbuster, but I'm gonna have a series of that. And some champions will take a little bit longer. So I'm gonna be talking about Hercules, Aegon, Colossus, Hela. What else? Juggernaut. Fights you want to avoid in Incursions, as well as Angela. I mean, Angela, I already have made a date for it. It's gonna be on April 1st. It's a special day, and I'm just gonna tell you why even bring Angela Incursion? She's just not that good. So it's gonna be on April 1st. I'll be like top 10 fights you want to avoid with Angela Incursion, and you're gonna want to see it for sure. And you're gonna tell yourself, why would you even bring Angela in Incursion? It's just like, what? It's no point. She sucks. It's gonna be on April 1st. It's a special day. Thank you.